All right, let's talk Texas A&M football here for a little bit. Look, Coach Elko and his staff continues their strong offseason, already a really great offseason so far for the Aggies. Of course, we all know going off the Jimbo Fisher era, it's going to take a little bit of a shift as they kind of rebuild this roster, retool it with Elko's guys. And it looks like to that end, they've already made another nice recruiting move for the future. Let's get into the report, then we'll talk about it more in detail on the other side. This is courtesy of Aggies Wire. Texas A&M's 2025, so we're talking the out years here, recruiting class has gained its 13th commitment in the cycle and fifth offensive lineman. As versatile three-star offensive lineman Tyler Thomas has chosen the Aggies over the Texas Longhorns on Monday afternoon. Standing at 6'5", 317 pounds, Thomas is a versatile tackle with a potential future at guard. Possessing a strong lower body with adequate hands and footwork, Thomas is already an impressive run blocker with ways to go in pass protection, but the potential is undeniable. All right, so obviously Aggies taking a serious focus on the trenches. I love to see that personally, but Mize, I'm curious what your thoughts are. But before we hand it over to you, Aggies fans, in the comment section below, so far as we've gone through a recruiting cycle, as we've gone through a couple transfer portal cycles, as we've gone through spring ball, how would you grade Coach Elko up to this point? Obviously, the real games haven't happened yet, but let's see how he's done so far. Do you like the job he's doing? Give him an A. Do you think he should have been doing a little bit better? Give it a C. Whatever it may be, grade Coach Elko up to this point and put it in the comment section below. But Mize, give me your thoughts on this latest recruiting move by Texas A&M and what it could mean for him long term.
Yeah, and I think this entire offseason period, and when I say that, I'm really talking about this 2025 class so far. I'd say the 2024 class is in the past. It is behind us now. Everybody's been talking about the battle between Texas, meaning the Texas Longhorns, and the Oklahoma Sooners. The battle over Texas. Who's going to win? Oklahoma got 7 guys out of the state of Texas. Texas coming back. They're back up to 6 guys out of the state of Texas. Who's going to win the state of Texas? Quietly, everybody has overlooked that the Texas Longhorns are actually the ones winning the state of Texas with 10 recruits out of the state of Texas so far. And this adds to that as well. Tyler Thomas, a guy from Dickinson, Texas. I think that they are recruiting beautifully. Mike Elko, head coach, sticking to the new coaching recruiting handbook. We talk about it all the time. You have to win your state. And while Texas and Oklahoma are battling it out, he's just going to stay quiet there and just keep winning these guys. He's going to let anyone talk about who they want as far as who they think is going to win, when actually he's the guy behind the scenes signing all the guys out of the state of Texas. I think he's doing a great job so far. And it's like you said, we love people who are focusing on the trenches. Texas A&M isn't the team transferring to the SEC. They've already been here. They know what it's all about. So they know there's going to be, I know it's hard to believe, but I think with the additions of Texas and Oklahoma, there's going to be an added level of competition in the SEC this year. It's going to be more competitive than it ever was before. So I think Texas A&M is preparing for that, and they are focusing on the trenches because they know that is what is important for the next few years to come. That is what you have to develop. And I think bringing in another guy like Dixon early on, he's 6'5", he's 317, 320 pounds almost. This guy is going to be a beast when he develops a little bit. He's got really great size. I think he's going to be a true player for this team. I just think Coach Mike Elko and co have been doing a great job behind the scenes, quietly being the best recruiting team in the state of Texas.
That's a great point about how well A&M has been doing in the recruiting ranks there, and I think Aggies fans are going to hate you for a little bit there. You called them the Texas Longhorn mine, so they're going to be you're going to get some mean comments on that one. Little heads up there. But look, I think it's undeniable because the proof is in the pudding. You talked about he's beating Texas, he's beating Oklahoma, and we've covered Texas and Oklahoma a lot this offseason. We've been saying, hey, listen, that's a battle right there. And before you brought that up, I was like, I didn't even think A&M was doing that well in the state personally, and it turns out Elko is crushing it, and I think that's a lot of credit to him and his staff and everything they've done. Because our last A&M video, we talked about their ability to go national to get quarterback talent, and the fact they're winning the in-state battle for offensive line prospects. I mean, continue just win after win from Elko, which is obviously a great sign for the future. Now, switching to talk about Tyler Thomas here. Look, he's a young kid. I don't want to get too much into his highlight film and try and grade how good of a prospect is, how bad of a prospect is. The reality is, to me, he's a 100% developmental guy. He is raw talent that just hasn't figured out how to play football at a high level yet. Now, granted, young high school kid, right? So that's going to happen. Nothing wrong with that at all. Of course, it's all part of the process. He's got to learn, he's got to get better, and he will. But the physical tool set, the athleticism, the size, speed, playing in space, it's definitely there. He is one of these guys where he could literally go to A&M and be three-time all conference, or he could go to A&M and maybe we never hear from him because he's buried on the depth chart, right? I don't know. You look at his film, it's a lot of iffiness, but the raw physical, just incredible skill set in terms of athleticism, size, speed, strength. And when it all comes together, it's really good. So it's one of those things where it's like, this has a chance to be a home run of a recruit for the Texas A&M Aggies, but maybe not. It's one of those kind of weird deals here, but I really like these kind of investments when you've already secured a bunch of offensive linemen already in the recruiting process. So it's like a good investment portfolio, right? You want to get 3 or 4 solid plays in there, and then you throw a wild card in there to see if you can get a big return. I feel like that's what we're seeing from Elko here. He says, listen, we already secured a bunch of quality offensive linemen. We've got like a solid core for the 2025 class. Let's throw a little wild card out there. Let's see if we can get a massive return on investment here with a raw talent that could maybe turn into something special. And I think Tyler Thomas, if he can get good coaching, which I certainly think he should at Texas A&M, he has all the physical tools to become a great player if he can put it together.